Tammy Wynette is laid to rest.
Michelle, this is next week's issue of People magazine with Tammy Wynette on the cover, and it reads, "Farewell to a country legend." How many of her personal struggles were well documented? Well, in addition to the many we've heard about, the tragedies, the triumphs in her life, Tammy survived one harrowing ordeal which almost cut her career short by 20 years. Tammy Wynette's sudden death left her fans grieving and reliving their fondest memories of the country crooner. But there is one story her fans probably don't know.
Most of the country music stars are just good, hard-working people. This, in all my 30 years, this is the only one I know of where somebody's actually physically tried to kidnap one of them.
That's right, Tammy Wynette was kidnapped by someone who may have wanted to destroy her greatest asset, her voice. It happened almost 20 years ago in October of 1978. It was a day-long ordeal in which Tammy was threatened, beaten, and strangled.
With her training and skills and personality and all that put together, she was able to survive it.
The drama began when Wynette went to a local shopping mall to buy a birthday present for her daughter, Georgette, then 8. When she returned to her Cadillac in the parking lot, there was a terrible surprise. Major Pat Griffin of the Nashville Police Department.
When she went and got in her car, there was somebody hiding in the back seat, had a mask on, had a gun, overpowered her, put the gun to her head and told her to drive.
The kidnappers forced the terrified singer to drive 20 miles through the back country of Tennessee. Then her abductors put a bag over her head and drove another 60 miles away from Nashville. Then they pulled over again. The beating began.
The individual struck her several times in the head with the gun and bruised her up pretty good.
In the most chilling part of the incident, pantyhose were tied around her neck and he began to choke the life out of the country singer. Then a miracle.
And for some reason or other, they decided to just let her go.
Wynette wandered around in a state of shock and ended up on a farm. The pantyhose were still tied around her neck and had to be cut off. The worst of her injuries, a broken cheekbone.
After the incident, she did go to the hospital.
The strangest part of the whole incident was the kidnappers. They never asked for a thing, but there was some speculation the abductors had an evil motive to damage Tammy's voice by injuring her throat and jaw.
There was never any demands made or nothing was ever said to her which would indicate why these people were doing this.
Police also theorized it may have been carried out or organized by someone who knew her well.
We could never substantiate anything or prove anything.
In her autobiography, Tammy said of the kidnapping, it was the most terrifying day of her life. To this day, the crime remains unsolved. Luckily, Wynette survived this harrowing experience and went on to give her fans 2 more decades of country music pleasures. Tammy Wynette, she was truly a great talent.
And she will be sorely missed. Now, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, you'll be